Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is no. We're going to get 3 cards. Happy Lunar Eclipse in Libra. This is for the 25th of March, 2024. Let's see what we need to know. The most powerful thing you can say is no. Sometimes it's yes, right? But sometimes it's no. Because it depends who you're talking to and it depends what context it's in. And Libra rules the 7th house, which is relationships for the most part. And I know a lot of Libras. Libras are, in the high vibration, a sign that can see both sides, and that's why it's hard for them to say no to one or the other, because in their mind, in the high vibration of Libra, I'll repeat, it's that both, in a sense, are right. It's like in a court of law. You know, Libra can be a judge, for example, and it's very... You can see both sides. You can argue both sides as a lawyer. You know, if you were arguing the case of a criminal, technically you could argue for their innocence even if they are guilty, right? So it's one of those things. With Libra, it's that technically from the perspective of our side and the other person's side, we're both right. And this is where it gets even trickier with the 3 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Sometimes it's not only that we're both right and we're both wrong, but sometimes there's even, if not always, a third perspective. It's kind of like that phrase, it's not either or, it's both and. It's both and more. With the 3 of Pentacles. And that's what Libra does best, in my opinion. I mean, you want a Libra to look at your case. Because a Libra is fair. And they're balanced, right? I'm not the type of person that wants to be lied to. If I'm doing something wrong, and I'm truly doing something wrong, and I have a blind spot, I want my guides, this can also be a card of guides for me with the 3 of Pentacles, to show me. I want my guides to show me the truth. I pray that all the time. When I'm in my meditation time, when I'm getting information from my guides, like for example, I wrote down this channeled message. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is no. This is the message, guys. I'm not just rambling about stuff. This is what I got. You know, when I'm sitting with my guides, I pray and I say, I still call it prayer, even though I'm not technically a Christian anymore. I still consider it prayer because I have respect for my angels and my guides and my ancestors that can see my life and our lives from a bird's eye view. So I pray and ask to show me the truth. If I'm doing something... And I got a lot of Leo guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a lot of fixed energy in my chart. I have a Taurus moon. So I can be stubborn, right? Just as an example. So I want this Libra energy to show me what what is true. What is really true. And like I said, it's not always so simple, right? Sometimes both sides are true and both sides are not true, or right versus wrong is really what I'm saying, because truth is truth is truth, right? With the 3 of Pentacles, sometimes we need help, and I feel like that's what this eclipse is. This eclipse is here to help us, and sometimes the most powerful thing that we can say is no. If you have people in your life that are, even in a more benign sense, with the Knight of Pentacles, causing slowdowns in your life, causing you to have to constantly be balancing so much in your head and in your daily life with the Two of Pentacles that it's hard to even get into a place of meditation with the High Priestess, right? These are some symptoms that can happen if we're trying to please too many people, if we're being pulled in too many different directions. What eclipses help us do? And we're going to get to the main cards, guys. This is just the opener of the energy that I'm sensing. The most powerful thing we can say is no sometimes. You know, if we're being pulled in all these different directions, I mean, we don't have the devil here. These people might not be toxic necessarily, but they might be disappointing to you with the Four of Cups. You know, they might be pulling you in too many different directions with the Two of Pentacles, where it's like you can't, it's like you can't focus. Sometimes the Two of Pentacles can be a split focus, like you're looking this way, you're looking that way. Maybe you're trying to focus on building something for yourself, a better life, a business, your health, whatever, even relationships. We're dealing with Libra with the 7th house here. It's like you could be wanting to build a beautiful community, a family, a relationship with the Three of Pentacles, but then you have all this stuff in the back end that's going like a circus. Sometimes people make you feel crazy, right? So, you know, personally, I lean into it. That's why I bought the clown nose, because if they're going to make me feel crazy, if they're going to make me look crazy, at least 3:33 p.m. on the clock right now, at least let's lean into it and have a little fun. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'll save that for my show. Metamystic show every Friday on the channel. Shameless plug. Let's get to these cards. Card number 1 is the Six of Swords. That's that energy. That's that energy of sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is no. Right? Well, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. If you don't hold up your end of the bargain, Two of Pentacles, then my side is going to collapse. You know, see how one pentacle is up and one pentacle is down? It's like somebody could be saying to you, you said you were going to do this and you said you were going to do that. And if you let go of your side of the rope, my side of the rope is going to collapse. I mean, we don't have the Tower here, but that's what the energy feels like. With the Nine of Cups, Hermit, the advice on the Six of Swords is, if people are driving you crazy like that, the best thing to do, this is swords, mind, thoughts, the best thing to do is to detach mentally any way you can. I don't care if somebody is coming in trying to convince you that this is what you need to do. Detach mentally to the best of your ability from people that are not hearing you out. They're not respecting your boundaries, right? Now, it's not always that extreme for everybody, right? It's not always so extreme that it's either you have to pick your happiness, one pentacle, or their happiness, the other pentacle. It's not always so extreme that you literally have to sail away completely from a situation. The Six of Swords is a card of detaching from something to move on to a better life. And since the mother and the child, they don't have anything with them. I mean, do you see bags in this boat? You know, they don't have their couch there and their great Aunt Sandy's dolls that she loved so much that are sentimental. It's like they might have even had to sell all their stuff on eBay and skip town. You know, it's an allegory, but for some of us, it's not. I have a friend that is dealing with something similar to that right now. So, you know, I get comments every single day, especially on my shorts, because some of those get thousands and thousands of views. And there are people in those comments, and I take note of all the comments. I read all the comments, you know what I'm saying? I really take in what we're dealing with in the collective. I'm not just on here reading, you know, for whatever. I'm here as a light worker. What do we gotta know is what I collect in my data. And over all the comments that I've read, it's surprising how many people are in this situation. And this Libra eclipse is helping us to detach, Six of Swords, from the things that, say it with me, class, no longer serve us, right? And it's a cliche for a reason in this community to say those things, because that's what we have to do. It's like spring cleaning. We got to do it annually. And this is not about putting up boundaries against people to the point of no return, but with the Six of Swords, why is this showing up? Why is this showing up in our main spread? Some of us have to say no. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can say is no. You know what I mean? And on one side of the scale, it could be that you're detaching from people with the Six of Swords that are straight up toxic. And on the other side, maybe they're just kind of disappointing to you. They fall through on their promises. They don't listen to your side of the story. They don't care to hear it. They plug their ears when you have something to say. Maybe they slow down your progress with the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe you're really trying to be focused right now and build something in your life with the Three of Pentacles. Just quick example, like with the show, the Metamystic show that I have going on. It's like there are constantly people coming against me from my old life. I used to be a minister, for those of you who are new. I used to be a Christian minister, and now I'm here. I'm here with everybody here, right? The Christians don't like us. Let's just keep it snappy. For the most part, I also get comments, again, on my shorts, that there are lots of Christians on there that are saying thank you Jesus and stuff. So I guess Christians do watch tarot. Where I came from, I mean, literally, you can look at on my Facebook page, all the comments of people basically bashing our community and saying that we're demons. Somebody word for word called us demons. So anyways, those sorts of people, that's where the Six of Swords is required, in my opinion. If we add up the evidence, we take the emotion out of it. The Six of Swords is not about emotions. The Nine of Cups is. And so for you to be happy, if you're dealing with a situation that makes you feel trapped, like you can't be yourself in any capacity, even if it's a job, Hermit, Nine of Cups, I would detach Six of Swords mentally to start. It's kind of like you start planning in your brain, like say it's a job. You start planning, you start looking on Indeed, you start, maybe even going on interviews, right? You're doing the logistics here with the Six of Swords. The next step would be to go into this major arcana with the Hermit, which would be to truly pull your energy out of a situation, focus your full attention on this Nine of Cups, which is what makes you happy. Well, what is my boss gonna do? I run the whole ship essentially over there. They will find a person in 5 hours after you quit. And I'm sorry, that's just life. Well, my boss of 20 years. You'd be surprised. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying you'd be surprised. That's just business. That's just life, someone would say. So I wouldn't hold yourself back. And I'm speaking to myself as well. For anybody. And that's not selfish. That's the wisdom of the angels with the Judgment card. They want to work with you, Three of Pentacles, to release this stuff that no longer serves you, so that you are no longer pulling the weight of people's karma, slowing you down. You deserve to have a happy, good life. You deserve to be fulfilled with the Nine of Cups. It's not your responsibility to carry the responsibility that doesn't belong to you. We all have responsibilities, Speaking of running a ship, it takes a lot to run the ship of our lives, right? I'm not saying that we're not responsible, that we don't get everything done in our personal lives. I'm talking about, and part of that can be letting go of stuff that we need to let go of with this eclipse. It's all about purging. It's all about letting go. It's all about transforming into something newer, higher, and better, right? That's what the eclipses help us do. So we tap into that energy right now, and we allow for that to just course through our veins. And let go of anything that no longer serves us. Help us to detach. Give us the download, Spirit. Help us to understand what we need to sail away from. Is it a job? Is it a marriage? Love and light. That's not my business. But what is it? What is it? Is it a toxic habit? Is it something that is keeping you slow and lethargic with the Knight of Pentacles? I know for me, I'm really working on my food, guys. You know, some days I eat like crap. Other days I eat like a raw foodist. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that's part of that balance that Libra can help us with this Two of Pentacles energy, is it doesn't have to be all black or all white with the High Priestess, right? The High Priestess understands both. The High Priestess understands it's okay to have a cookie, but the High Priestess also understands, hey, it's actually also good for us to do things that enhance our lives as well. Feeding our bodies good food. This is a very practical example because I'm a Virgo, right? So I'm always coming through with that 6th house, with that health and that daily routine. But hey, what makes up your life? Your health, your daily routine, right? It's very practical stuff sometimes. We could be doing this deep esoteric work with the Hermit and the High Priestess, literally like tapping into higher dimensional information with the Three of Pentacles, working with our guides. But if you haven't been sleeping and you can't even function as a human being, then how in God's name are you going to take that information down and bring it to earth in a practical way with the Three of Pentacles? And that's what I wrestle with my guides with on every single day. And it's a matter of grounding the information in the 3D world and getting rid of the stuff that is weighing down our boat. It's like if there was a hole in this boat, imagine you're going down. We got to get rid of the heavy items. We got to get rid of the stuff that's slowing us down with the Knight of Pentacles. And that's what Spirit is helping us, is showing us to do. It shouldn't have to be your happiness, one pentacle, or somebody else's happiness, the other pentacle. And this could be in any area of your life. Now is the time to purge this stuff that no longer serves us. Card number 2 is the Nine of Swords. If you are dealing with, and I was just talking about being up in the night. I mean, I'm somebody that's had to be on medication in the past because of insomnia. And I'm struggling with it again. I go through these cycles where I'm not able to sleep again, you know? These are all swords too. 6 of Swords, 9 of Swords. This is a lot of swords here. You know, if you are in this 9 of Swords, which to me is just mental torment. It's like you're up in the night. You're thinking about something that happened to you back in middle school because that's how deep in you are. It's like 3:44 a.m. and you're like awake thinking about like what could have been if you made this decision back in 2008. It's like, we gotta ground this stuff, guys. Now is the time to sail away. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. 6 of Swords. Time to sail away. 3, 4, 5 on the clock. 3, 4, 5. Those are the steps that Spirit wants us to take. They will show you step by step. 3 of Pentacles. And they will go slow with you. With the Knight of Pentacles. You don't have to be afraid with the 9 of Swords. You know, every time an angel would appear in the Bible, people would be afraid. People would fall to their knees, shaking on the ground in the presence of these angels. Why is that? It's because they are multidimensional beings that it's almost as if when you come into contact with an angelic presence, you are faced with, where is my Metatron's cube? Here it is. Hold on, guys. Oh, jeez. Messing up my whole dang set. Okay. When you are in the presence of an angel, it's like looking into Metatron's cube. See all of the different points. See all of the different perspectives. Remember we were talking about Libra at the start, about the ability to see both sides, and technically from that person's angle, since they didn't mean to hurt you, and in their understanding they weren't doing something that hurt you, but from your perspective you were struggling with mental illness for the past 9 years because of something they did. So technically for you they did something wrong, but for them they didn't, and then they were also dealing with a divorce at the time, so they weren't able to be there for you for this or that. It's like like I said, Libra's a judge, and they're a fair and balanced judge. That's why I just leave that stuff to the courts. I leave karma to the courts. I don't get involved with that. Back to my Christian roots, that's why Jesus said, pray for your enemies, right? Because to be honest with you, again, to quote the Bible, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. So what that means in layman's terms is basically, with the hanged man, we could be there. Any of us could be on the other side of this. We don't know the things that we've done from the other perspective, right, with the hanged man. So it's best to just leave that to the courts. But, and I mean spiritual courts, but this is what we got going on here, right? If you are struggling, this is where the fair and balanced Libran energy comes in. You are in the 9 of Swords, even if somebody didn't mean to do that or say that. 5 of Swords. Oh, I didn't know with the 2 of Swords that me gossiping with the 3 of Cups would cause such an upheaval in your life. Well, energy exchange is real. And even if people are not sitting around a cauldron doing black magic, gossip is magic in my opinion. Just as one example out of 1,000 I can give, right? Well, I didn't know because this or that or this or that. The fact of the matter is, and this is where you just gotta lawyer it, this is the reality of the situation. If you are struggling and you are up at night, 9 of Swords, if you are struggling mentally in any way in your life, you got a 6 of Swords out of there, man. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is no. Yeah, but this and that and this and that and this and that, and I have 5 points as to why that you can't have that opinion because of this and this and this, and you should have mercy on me and you should see it from my side of things. This is where we've just got to say no. It's not about making everybody happy. It's not about everybody winning even. Sometimes you got to cut your losses, 5 of Swords, and get out of a situation. Get on that boat, 6 of Swords. If you want to get out of the 9 of Swords and you want to live a happy life, this is the hard stuff that these eclipses help us release. They help us to let go of things, even if they are complex, even if it seems like, well, am I being unfair? It's not about fair or unfair. Leave that to the courts. All that matters to your guides is that you're struggling in the 9 of Swords in any area of your life. Anything that's stressing you out, they will help you release it through this eclipse. And we should harness the power of this eclipse and work with our guides, 3 of Pentacles, to release these things. And let's just ask right now, even our blind spots, even the things that we don't see are causing us to slow down, Knight of Pentacles. Even the things that we don't see we're spreading ourselves too thin with the 2 of Pentacles. Even the things that we're not fully aware of, that could be causing issues in our lives. Sometimes we go to therapy, 9 of Swords, and we don't even really know what's wrong. We don't even really know what to talk about in cognitive therapy sometimes because we just have a bad feeling. 9 of Swords, we're just struggling. Sometimes we don't always know, and that's why we're asking for help. That's why we're asking our guides and our angels for help with the Judgment card. And we're saying, help us to even know what to release. Remember, we had 3, 4, 5 on the clock. They will give us step by step which way to go. But we have to ask. They don't just insert themselves into situations without us saying, like, please help me make this decision, essentially. So that's what we're doing today. We're asking for help to make these decisions. Card number 3 is the 5 of Wands. 2 5s here. 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands. We are in a time of change. And see, this is the issue. You know what I mean? It's the 5 of Wands. And to me, sometimes this can come through more as an allegory of energy. Like what I mean by allegory is these 5 young men here. Even though the card is not a negative card. You know, they're training. This is safe. This is kind of like, you know, a bunch of guys training for, you know, some sort of sport even. Sometimes I see this as like a bunch of guys out on the field just training for, you know, what, game day. It doesn't always have to be. Five of Swords is different though. Five of Swords is much more extreme. But even if it's not as extreme for you, even if there's just something in your life, and this was my point with the allegory, sometimes I see this as an allegory of energy, where it's just like, imagine if you were trying to sleep with the Nine of Swords, and there's all of these like dudes literally in your room, and they're like throwing the ball like over you while you're asleep, and they're all like kind of like laughing and moving around your room, and one guy's hitting the lamp and it's slamming on the ground, and there's glass everywhere, and the cat is freaked out and running out of the room. It's like there's a time and a place for the Five of Wands, right? It's a card of training. But if in the wrong context, it can be a very busy energy that it's like a bunch of energy around you. And in this context, even if you're dealing with something that's not inherently negative, and you actually have had, it's like a learning opportunity, even if you've taken good things from the things you've been through and the people you've been involved with and the jobs that you had, sometimes it's time to go still. You know, we can see the silver lining in a situation, but at the end of the day, if something, is too bombastic with the Five of Wands, it is time to sail away even from those things. So I love you guys so much. This is a wonderful time of purging, and I'm looking forward to having a clean slate in certain areas of my life, and I'm sure you guys are as well. I love you so much. It's been Missy Gordon, the Meta Mystic here, and I'll see you on the next one.